Hi, I'm Jack, and I'm going to take you through my planning production part of my blog. And so, I'm going to show you how it works. So, my FMP, I decided to create a tutorial of a game that I had researched. So, week one of my diary, as you can see, I was talking about generating my ideas for the game. I knew I wanted to do a sports-like game because I'm quite a sporty person. Well, as I researched into the games, I looked at snowboarding, rugby, football, racing, fighting, free running, games that I've seen before, games that I've played in real life, that kind of thing. As I was researching, I came across a video on YouTube that talked about disabled people using games, specifically VR games, to experience stuff that they've never experienced before, like the way we experience stuff. I thought that was really cool, so I kind of took some inspiration of this. Because I can't do a VR game, what I've done is I tried to make a really realistic first-person looking game that would give a really similar experience as immersing someone into the game. Kind of like the game Mirror's Edge, but I wanted to put my own twist on things, so I did that. So I tried to do that. So then, as I was researching, I didn't really have any problems with this task because it's not like I was right with that. And we move on to week two then. Week two, I decided to split it into 3 games then, like 3 topics rather than all the ones that I looked at. I looked at Muay Thai fighting, because I used to fight when I was younger. I looked at snowboarding, because I snowboard every year. I got my own board, something I really enjoy. I reckon since I looked at the first person looking thing, these 2 games would be a really good idea. But then I came across to the last one, which was free running, which I think was probably the best one because of the possibilities you could create with the game. So you could have all the movements, the animations, and it just gives the feeling in the game, the flow, that kind of feeling, and you feel like you're running and with the character. So I thought the possibilities with this game were just pretty much endless. So that's why eventually I went on to, researching the movements of snowboarding, Muay Thai, and free running. And I kind of knew some of the free running ones anyway because I did gymnastics for my GCSE PE sports, which they're really similar. Yeah, and as I said, I did snowboarding and I've done Muay Thai fighting. So I went on and researched the movements, both first person and secondary research then. I also looked at the areas they would do stuff, of course you'd have snowboarders on snow, Muay Thai fighting, they do it in loads of different places around the world, but it's mainly Thailand and they'll use a boxing ring. Then I looked at free running and I realised you can do that anyway, so that's got an even more bigger possibility you could use. So after that, then I also looked at I just decided to pick free running because of course I just think it was better. So I made mood boards for free running of the movement, but the story behind my game was that you were an ex-gymnast that is no longer allowed to compete, but you still want to do something similar, and you still want to compete because you're competitive. So you get offers from 3 different rival gangs to join their running gang, which means you have to race 1 member from each of the other 2 gangs around an abandoned building for your gang, using any method to get to the top of the building and tag your clan logo down, which means you get that your team, clan, gang gets that area of it's your territory. So that's the idea I had behind the game. So it's a tagging, free running, gang related game. So then I looked at like the type of clothing that they would wear, movements, what like where they would go. I looked at other free running games. I looked at what was it, gang logos. So I was looking at like not just graffiti but gang logos that other people use, because you know you have the Bloods in America. I looked at their gang taggings and other gangs that like tag their territory. So then I moved on to week 3, which was making the gang logos, researching that kind of stuff. So then I did find a few like ideas that I wanted to go for. They're all like gangs, so they all have to be quite violent, but then I decided to come up with the Death Boys, which is the skull art that I painted and like made into a decal. I also had a dagger, so like it's like a very little silver knife dagger painted, and then a purple scorpion with a yellow stinger. So I've named, you know, the skull ones the Death Boys. They're the scorpions I named the stingers, and then I named the dagger looking harpies, their crew, the blades, I think it was the blades. So the aim of the tutorial that I was going to create was that you had to learn all the moves and things would appear on the screen, like the controls for the buttons that would cause the movements, and you'd have to do 3 kongs, which is a vault over something, and right at the end of the tutorial you have to spray your tag down by pressing a button. So I wanted that kind of stuff to come out to show like that immersion of the game. I also wanted audio, which I got in and stuff like that. So I started to prepare for my pitch then, and all the stuff that I had looked at, researched and gone through, I had then put into my pitch to show what I was going to do, and then what I'd done and what I was going to do. So this is where I put in all my artwork, the few models that I had done. I hadn't done no texturing yet. So I put them on Sketchfab, put them in my blog, looked at the research, put that in my blog, because I'd done first person research, secondary research, primary first person research. No, active primary first person research. So just going through, I was just like showing you. So if I come down to here, in my pitch, I came across what we had to do for my aims and objectives. What I had written down for my aims and objectives of the game, I had decided to aim 1, to make a working tutorial of a free running game, like I had said. OBJ of aim 1 is to create a basic AI for you to follow, which is the little pop-ups at the side of the screen that tell you what to do, the controls. OBJ 2 have instructions be on the side of the screen, see, yeah. And then OBJ 3 creates working movements, which is really good. Coming to the end of this, I had made the audio for the AI and like the images slide onto the screen, but I hadn't got them working. And I did get the movements working because I got the sprint running and then I got all them in. Only the run I actually got attached to the character though. Aim 2, to make a smooth animation button, which is what I did. I went from a passive like non-moving cycle, which is just like bobbing, you stood still, to a slow like jog, like where his arms moves, his legs move, and he like dips, and I did that. I didn't make a separate cycle for the jog and the sprint. I just sped up the animation and movement speed for the sprint. I just slowed it down. I mean, from the sprint to the like, because he's not going to be going slow. It's not a jog. It's more of a run into a full sprint that I got, because it's not really a slow game. So to go into the sprint, you would hold the shift button down whilst moving forward, so it picks up the speed. But yeah, I blended them all in. So like when you hit a certain speed, he changes animations, and yeah, it works. Make blend poses and an animation. Like I said, I've done that. Make animations realistic and as fluid as possible. At first, I made a full set of animations that I had done, and they were a little bit blocky. So after I textured my character and re-rigged him so he worked, and exported him, I made the animations again smoother, more flighty. I made them a lot more realistic. So I've got the base that I started on and the end finish. Then the time of the animation should be correct. Like, it's not going to take you 4 seconds to take one step. It's going to be like a millisecond to change your foot in. So you have to get the timing right, which is I did. So you set keyframes. So 1 second is 24 frames, I think. Pretty sure. So most of my animations were around 1-2 seconds, because then you just put them on a loop. If it was a run or a walk cycle, you just do it so that you put the first pose and the last pose of your animation the same, so that you can loop it over. Yeah. And then aim 3 to make a rundown warehouse, like the area that I wanted in, which I succeeded in this. I looked at the different buildings